my viewers, and welcome back to my channel. Now, I welcome you to another interesting video where we take a look into a seemingly innocuous phrase that many of us use daily. Good morning. Now, today we will explore a thought-provoking and controversial perspective on this common greeting. Now, I know I've posted this video before, but the time I posted it, only one person was talking about this. Outcast talked about it. But in this video, several people are saying the same thing. Some argue that good morning carries a hidden negativity or historical weight that we may not be fully aware of. From interpretations that suggest it's tied to notions of unaliving to claims that it has troubling historical associations, we will examine these diverse viewpoints and what they might mean for how we greet each other. So stay tuned as we unpack these fascinating and potentially unsettling theories and reflect on what good morning truly signifies in our lives. Take a look at these videos. I will be right back, and when I get back, I share more on this and we get into the research.
What's good, y'all? Today I want to talk to y'all about the word morning, like good morning, and why you should stop saying good morning. So I know a lot of y'all already know what the definition of morning is. You know, it's the time period between midnight and noon. But you have to understand and understand that there are two meanings to morning. They sound exactly the same. Even though you can have the right intent or the right intentions behind saying good morning, you are still putting bad energy out there because there is only one type of morning. Morning means death. This definition above me. You also have to understand that words are spells. You constantly waking up telling people good morning, you are cursing them. You are wishing them a good morning. Once again, there is nothing good about morning. Another thing that I need y'all to understand, good morning is us giving praise to the sun, aka the morning star. This actually came from the Hebrews of the Hebrew language. In Christianity, the term morning star, also known as the sun, was translated as Lucifer, as you can see above me. Lucifer. So pay attention to what you are saying in the morning. Every time you say good morning, you are cursing others without realizing you are cursing others. You are also worshiping Lucifer, the person that everyone is so against. Lucifer signifies the morning star. So stop saying good morning. You can see this derived from the Hebrew name morning star, an angel who laments the loss of their former beauty. The Christian church fathers translated this as Lucifer. So we don't say good morning, we say good rising, because we don't sleep. Sleeping is also for the dead. We rest, we don't sleep. Our avatars need resting. The soul never sleeps. That's why every time when you go to sleep, you are in a dreamlike state. That is your soul leaving into the fourth dimension. It is the same thing as astral projecting. Body asleep, mind awake. Above me, I had the definition for sleep. You can pause and read. I also had a definition for rest above me. You can also pause and read. As you can see, there are differences between sleep and rest. So from now on, please stop saying good morning. It is grand rising. Because every rising, the soul raises back into our avatars after a long night of astral projection. Because y'all also have to understand, the soul gets bored waiting on the body to finish resting. If you were a soul, you wouldn't want to be sitting here waiting on your body to finish resting. You're going to go explore if you can. Your soul does this every night. This is how we are able to have dreams. But y'all stay spiritual and stay connected. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Peace.
So it is said that the term good morning actually stems from when the slave masters or the oppressors used to kill or harm family members of these slaves. They used to tell the family, have a good morning, enjoy the morning of your family members. Now, when I heard this, it made a lot of sense to me because I understand that the English language is full of spells. When we first wake up, why would we say good morning? Morning, the expression of deep sorrow for someone that has died. Why would you tell someone good morning when you wake up? People don't understand how powerful our words actually are. Proverbs 18:21, our words have the power to build people up and give them life, or tear people down and bring them death. It's the first verse of the Bible. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The way you speak to yourself and others will create your reality, whether you're aware of it or not. So instead, when you wake up and you see your family members or anyone else, you need to say, rise and shine, people. This is power. And while I'm on this topic, stop saying blessed or blessings. Be less than you are. Life is a gift. It is not a blessing. The English language is full of these spells. That's exactly why they call it spelling. We need to be conscious of the way that we are speaking to ourselves and to others. Peace and love.
My guy. So let's talk about where the word good morning originated from. Good morning. All right, so during slavery times, when the women used to mourn about their child being taken away and sold to a different slave master, or if one of the family members did something that resulted into them getting whipped or killed, most of these things used to happen in the evening time when a child was sold off or somebody was getting whipped for something. The black women used to cry all night behind it. Not even just the women, the black people in general, all the black slaves, male or female. When something happened to a family member or a close friend or anything, they used to cry all night behind it. And when the slaves used to cry about what happened all night long, the white slave masters, the oppressors, will wake up in the morning time and they'll tell the slaves, did you have a good morning? Basically, did you have a good cry out? Did you do enough crying last night because of what happened to their family member a day prior? So the white oppressors came up with good morning as a mockery towards black people during the slavery times when they used to cry and mourn and grieve over what happened to somebody when they was whipped or killed or taken off to another plantation. So it was their way to make fun of the black slaves crying that night prior. So they would ask them, did you have a good morning? Did you have a good cry? And they would laugh about it. So that was their way of being funny towards the black slaves when they would cry all night about somebody that was hung, somebody that was killed. That was their way to make fun of them. Y'all know what mourning mean. All they did was take the U off of it so nobody would think about what it really originated from. It was really a mockery towards black slaves and them making fun of what they did to their people when someone was hung, killed, or sold off to a different plantation. So that was their way of being funny. Did you have a good morning? Did you have a good cry about that person's death? Did you have a good cry about your daughter being taken away from you and sold off somewhere else? Did you have a good cry of your brother being hung yesterday? That was their way of being funny. Good morning, everyone.
So I just heard on the radio that we're not supposed to say good morning anymore because it's what the slave masters used to say to the slaves, but they were saying good morning, like mourn, like sad, MOURNING, but they just took the U out and started saying morning. So instead of saying good morning, we're now supposed to say grand rising. Listen, I ain't that woke. So if I say good morning to you, know that I mean good, MORNING, meaning the first part of the day that God created as morning. Y'all, for real. I mean, I get it, but sometimes it's just too much. It's too much. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. And no, I'm not telling you good morning. I wouldn't do that to you. Grand Rising. And the universe wanted me to let y'all know we have to stop saying the spell good morning. You are not in a funeral day by day waking up. You're not wearing all black to reflect light. You are supposed to be taking in light every day and raising your energy. So within it, please stop saying good morning. Do your week and then get happy. And many don't say it on the weekend when your weakness stops and they let you have fun for a little while. Then they give you a little light on one day, the Sunday, that you can take in a little light so you can get back to being weak and saying good morning. If someone comes in, you're going to see a lot of people today say good morning. Say grand rising, good rising.
Now, this topic initially started after a viral TikTok video accurately reported the expression good morning comes from Pamkala English-speaking slave owners wishing their black slaves a good morning after owners unalived or otherwise harmed the slaves' loved ones. Now, this was after Outkast's TikTok video posted in October 2023 went viral after she claimed the expression good morning was a perversion of good morning, as in the expression of sorrow that follows someone's unaliving. It was really a mockery towards black slaves during the slavery time, when they used to cry and mourn in grief over what happened to somebody when they was whipped or unalived or taken off to another plantation. So it was their way to make fun of the black slaves crying the night prior. So they would ask them, did you have a good morning? Did you have a good cry? And they would laugh about it. Now, the video itself garnered 88,700 views. The video spread when viewers mocked or debunked it in reshares on TikTok and gained even more visibility on X, formerly known as Twitter. One of the most recent was posted in March 2024 on YouTube. The original creator took note of the mocking reactions, however, and updated the caption on the viral video to acknowledge the mistake. According to this article, it says that she apologized to say it wasn't the origin. I made a mistake saying that part. Now, Snopes reached out to the creator of the video and will update this post if we hear back. As other internet users correctly pointed out, the word morning does not find its origin in colonial times or in slavery. The words morning or morning are in fact homophones, words of different spelling, meaning, and origin that sound the same. Both words have a Germanic origin and followed a clear evolution through Old English. English as it was used from 5th century to the end of the 11th century, nearly 500 years before the beginning of colonial times in North America, and through Middle English, English used between the 12th and the 15th century, just before colonial times. Morning comes from Old English mornan. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, it means to grieve, but also to worry or to care. Morning comes from the Middle English morn, which itself came from Old English morgen. Now, this word, which meant dawn, also designated the time between dawn and noon. Also, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, in fact, the German word for morning is still morgen. The same word gave rise to the use of morgen as a unit of land measure defined by the amount of land a man can plow with a single blade dragged by an ox or a horse in one morning. Now, this unit was adopted by countries like Germany or the Netherlands and is still used in South Africa, a former Dutch colony. The land size would vary, but in South Africa, it corresponds to about 2 acres. The word morn then evolved into morning, much like the word even. The end of the day evolved into evening. Now, as I dug deeper into the topic of the origins and meaning of good morning, I was struck by the sheer number of people sharing the same narrative. Despite my best efforts to find supporting evidence in academic articles, historical records, or reputable sources, I came up empty-handed. There's literally nothing. But here's the thing. If multiple individuals from different walks of life are sharing the same story, the same concerns, and the same perspectives, can we still dismiss it as a mere claim? Doesn't the collective voice of these individuals warrant further investigation? It's really puzzling to me that despite the widespread discussion around this topic, there seems to be a lack of concrete evidence or scholarly research to support or refute these claims. Now, one would think that given the importance of language and its impact on our daily lives, this topic would have been explored in more depth. The absence of credible sources or articles on this subject raises more questions than answers. Is it possible that this information has been intentionally suppressed or overlooked, or is it simply a matter of academic neglect? The fact that multiple people are sharing the same narrative suggests that there may be some truth to it. Perhaps this is a case of collective memory or oral tradition, where the story has been passed down through generations but never documented or acknowledged by mainstream historians or scholars. The implications of this are significant. If we can't find evidence to support or refute these claims, how can we be certain about the origins and meaning of our everyday language? Doesn't this highlight the limitations of our current understanding and the need for further research? Now, the dismissal of these claims as mere conspiracy theories or unsubstantiated rumors raises concerns about the power dynamics at play. Who gets to decide what is true and what is not? Like, who has the authority to shape our understanding of history and language? Ultimately, I feel the lack of concrete evidence on this topic should not be taken as proof that these claims are false. Rather, it should prompt us to ask more questions, to dig deeper, and to consider the possibility that there may be more to this story than meets the eye. So I'll keep researching, keep asking questions, and keep listening to the voices of those who are sharing their perspectives on this topic, because as the saying goes, the truth is out there and sometimes it takes a collective effort to uncover it. So with that said, I'm asking you, my viewers, as well, to share your thoughts on what you think about this topic. Share your views, share your contributions, what you know, everything in the comment section, and let's have a discussion on it. Let's have a talk. Thank you for always watching, and see you in my next video as I bring you another interesting video. For now, it's a bye-bye.